What's up, everyone? This is Pooka, and here is another deck for the Pokemon TCG we're going to take a look at. This has been a popular one after the first week of state championships, so we'll go ahead and take a look at this this deck that's kind of an old strategy, just kind of updated with new cards. So for the entire season, we've seen a deck revolving around Darkrai EX, which has Night Spear, does 90 to the active, 30 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon, and then it would be paired alongside Garbodor with the Garbotoxin ability. If it has a Pokemon tool attached, all abilities are gone. So this shuts off a lot of decks. A lot of popular decks revolve around abilities, like Blastoise's Deluge, Emboar's Inferno Fandango. You know, the list goes on. Lots of decks just revolve around abilities, and Garbodor shuts them off. You don't really need Darkrai's Dark Cloak to do anything. Gives you free retreat, which is nice, but it doesn't. Not having Dark Cloak doesn't stop you from, Night Spearing. So these are a couple cards that have comboed for the entire season, but now we have an introduction to Yveltal EX. So this probably replaces Darkrai in a lot of aspects. It just has an amazing attack. Evil Ball, for 1 dark, 1 colorless, does 20 damage, plus 20 more for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So this is effectively Mewtwo EX's X-Ball plus 20 damage. It's a very, very silly attack, very strong, adds up very quickly. We also have Y Cyclone, which is a kind of an underrated attack. Does 90 damage for 3, and then you get to move an energy from Yveltal EX to one of your bench Pokemon. So, Yveltal EX, the strongest Pokemon to come out of X and Y, no doubt. Potentially the strongest Pokemon in the game right now. I might say that. So we have that. We still run Sableye. We got 3 of these guys. He's just very good with Junk Hunt. You grab 2 item cards from your discard pile. Just keeps the deck moving along. Just keeps it smooth. Sometimes you need to get tools back. You need to get all sorts of stuff. So Sableye is going to be in the deck for sure. And then we have 1 non-EX attacker, Absol. Mind Jack is pretty good. 20 damage plus 20 more for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So this is a pretty simple concept, but very powerful. I think the power lies in Garbodor, Yveltal, and then your item cards for sure. The biggest item card is Hypnotoxic Laser. You just get to poison your opponent's active Pokemon, and then if heads, you put them to sleep as well. This has been around for about a year now, very devastating. Everybody knows how strong this card is, especially in conjunction with Verbank City Gym. Put 2 more damage counters on poison Pokemon between turns, so now each laser is effectively dealing 30 damage between turns. And that adds up very quickly when you have a ridiculous attack like Evil Ball. You'll be surprised how quickly you can knock out even Pokemon EX in 1 hit. The other important item card is Dark Patch. You got 4 of these guys. You just take a basic Dark Energy out of your discard pile and attach it to one of your benched Dark Pokemon. Pretty simple, very, very fast energy acceleration for your Dark Pokemon. And it just makes the deck so much better. Again, this is a very simple deck. We run a lot of everything basically. We just run powerful cards. We don't mess around with supporters either. We have 4 Professor Juniper, 4 N, and those are our only supporters because we have 4 Random Receiver as well. Just searches for, you reveal the top card of your deck so you get a supporter card. And then this is handy because it's an item card, and Sableye can junk hunt for it. So if you ever draw a hand without a supporter, you can just junk hunt for that Random Receiver, and everything is a-okay. We also have 2 Bicycle, an item-based draw card, since you can play a lot of your cards most of the time. Just draw until you have 4 in your hand. So very simple there as well. We have a lot of tools here. 3 Muscle Band. This is going to help you do lots more damage with Evil Ball. And then 3 Float Stone. You usually want to attach this to your Garbodor. Gives it free retreat cost. You don't want to get it stuck in the active spot when it's got that hefty 3 retreat cost. That's not good. So we need to give him a 0 retreat cost with Float Stone. We also need a tool to activate Garbotoxin, so it's the perfect fit. Our ace spec for the deck is going to be Dowsing Machine. Discard 2 cards from your hand, and then get back a trainer card. Very versatile, especially with Sableye. You can effectively get back any trainer card, including supporters and stadiums, with Junk Hunt when you have Dowsing Machine. So it's pretty good. 4 Ultra Ball is pretty standard. We get to discard 2 cards. That works very well. Discarding energy, so we can use Dark Patch, and we get to search for whatever we want. 1 Professor's Letter is pretty nice. Search for 2 basic energy cards. This works very well with that Ultra Ball, so we can discard Darkness Energy to use Dark Patch. And then 1 Switch, because you never know when you're going to be hit by a status effect or something like that. And you never want to stay asleep. You can lose a game based on that. Our energy might seem a little light, but we have 7 dark and 4 double colorless. I'm not sure if this is enough, actually. I like running 8 dark energy, but we're just going to run with this right now. The 4 double colorless seems good with Yveltal. I might go 3 double colorless, 8 dark energy, just because you do need dark to attack with all of your stuff. So I'm not really sure on that front, but hey, that's something you could figure out after you play some games. So this is the deck. Very simple overall. There are some text you could throw in here if you want, but this is the basic concept, and it's going to be very powerful. It's good against pretty much every top deck out there. This is one of the best decks for sure, and let's just go ahead and see it in action. Of course, I always got a game to play with it, and looks like I am going first. So we mulligan once, and now we send out the Sableye. This is probably your preferred starting Pokemon, but when you're going first, it's kind of lame because you can't Junk Hunt going first. We're staring down 2 Landorus EX. I'm not really sure what that means, but it's not a good sight if we want to go Darkrai. Thankfully now we have Yveltal EX, which resists fighting, whereas Darkrai is weak to fighting. I didn't even bench the Darkrai there because, well, I didn't want it to get hit by a Hammerhead. So I just went ahead and kept it in my hand in case my opponent decides to use Landorus EX's Hammerhead here. I don't want Darkrai to get hit by that 30 damage. Doesn't seem like a good idea. And, oh wow, just a pass from my opponent. So it seems like he does not have much going on in that hand. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Professor's Letter. We'll grab 2 Darkness Energy right there. And I guess we'll just go ahead with Darkrai at this point. I'm not going to play the end. My opponent didn't do anything. So we're just going to Junk Hunt for the Dark Patch and the Random Receiver and see what happens. If nothing happens, we could Dark Patch and then Night Spear next turn. That could be a big deal. Start putting out some pressure. But there we do see a Fighting Energy along with a Tornadus EX going on the bench. And an Ultra Ball. Discarding... Huh. That's kind of strange. 2 supporters got discarded. So I'm not sure what happened on my opponent's first turn, but we'll just kind of ignore that. As we see a Pikachu. And here's an N. So very confusing. But anyway, Pikachu, of course, evolves into Raichu, which could be a big problem because Yveltal EX is weak to lightning. And Raichu's attack, I believe it's Circle Circuit, does 20 times the number of benched Pokemon your opponent has. Well, times the number of bench Pokemon you have. So if you have 5 bench Pokemon, it does 100, which does 200 to Yveltal EX for just 2 colorless energy on a non-EX Pokemon. So that has turned into one of the biggest counters to Yveltal EX. I'm not quite convinced it gets the job done because Yveltal is just that good, but hey, we'll see. I guess we'll find out in this game, huh? So I go ahead with the Hypnotoxic Laser, and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just drop a double colorless onto the Yveltal EX. I could evolve the Garbodor, but my opponent doesn't even have any abilities, so this is one of those matchups where it's not even going to matter. We'll go ahead and Junk Hunt for the Professor's Letter and the Hypnotoxic Laser. And looks like the Landorus EX does stay asleep, which is a good victory for me. Because now I'm not going to get hit by Hammerhead. I could potentially survive. And I won't get hit by bench damage. We see it gets us. Uh-oh. That's a very strong card against his deck since we rely on Junk Hunt so much. But it looks like, well, I don't know what it looks like. We'll have to see. We do see a Verbank and a Laser, so my opponent does play those as well. This Landorus, Mewtwo, Raichu, Garbodor deck is a deck that did pop up in the first week of States, kind of a counter to the metagame. It had some success here and there. We'll have to see if this develops into a better archetype as the format progresses, and we see the Raichu in play, and that is going to be a problem for my poor Yveltal EX. It could be a poor prize trade-off at some point. But Landorus EX does stay asleep. It's pretty good for me. We'll see if we can get a knockout this turn. That's going to be the big thing. If I can get an Evil Ball this turn, I should be able to get the knockout. I have an awkward spot where I have a double colorless, and I need a Dark Patch in order to attack here. So let's see what happens. And okay, we got the Dark Patch. I decided not to attach that Float Stone onto Garbodor, because if I did that, Darkrai wouldn't get free retreat. I would be stuck in the active spot. I would shut off my own ability, and that would just be plain silly. So we don't want to attach that. I could have attached it to Darkrai, though. That might have been a better choice. Oh well. But now we did get the Dark Patch. We can retreat into the Yveltal EX. And let's see, we could Ultra Ball away from some stuff, but I'm not sure. I don't think I want to bench another Sableye here. No real point to that. And we can actually Evil Ball for 120, and then the Poison and Verbank finishes off the Landorus EX. So taking a little bit of a prize lead. I did put the Float Stone on Garbodor after I retreated, just so I would have something to promote with free retreat after the Yveltal gets knocked out. And we do see the Raichu coming out, and I do fully expect the Yveltal EX to go down here. The exchange I think is going to happen is I'll get knocked out by Raichu, I'll send out the next Yveltal EX, and then we'll just Y-Cyclone, and we can save an energy, move it to the bench, and and still get the knockout on Raichu. I don't actually think one Raichu does the job. You really need a heavy line of it to counter Yveltal EX. You need like a 2-2 or a 3-3. Because you need a constant swarm of them, otherwise you just keep getting knocked out by Y-Cyclone. And they can just keep cycling energy back to a new Yveltal. And, it is tough to get a one-hit knockout with Raichu. It's a stage 1, 2 energy. You need a full bench or 4 Pokemon along with a Muscle Band or a Laser. And, wow, the Circle Circuit only does 160. That was a big win for me right there. The Yveltal EX survives. And we'll see what happens now. I got the Random Receiver. Hits another N. I was hoping for the Juniper there. And now we're just trying to figure out what's the best way to go about this. I don't want to N, but I kind of have to because I need some more cards. And my N is going to be weaker after next turn because I'm going to take a prize. So I went ahead and played it. And then we got a Bicycle for 1 card. Turned into another N. But I'm going to go ahead and Y-Cyclone, and we're going to move the other double colorless to the Yveltal that already has 2 on it already. Or that already has 2 energy on it already. So we can prepare for another EX coming out and get a huge Evil Ball for lots of damage. They were seeing Enhanced Hammer, though. That is bad news. That's going to discard 2 of my energy. So that's not cool. That's going to make it a lot harder for me to knock out this Tornadus EX right now. Alright, so this is going to be a very close game down the stretch. Obviously, this Yveltal EX is going to go down to the blow-through. Enhanced Hammer is a card that can definitely hurt this deck. Just getting rid of your double colorless always hurts, since Evil Ball does more for each energy you have, obviously. And it's going to be tough to get a knockout, but we can do it with the right combination of cards. Ideally, I would like to drop that DCE on the Yveltal EX that already has the 2 energy on it, but then I would need a Dark Patch in order to power it up. And then I would probably need a Muscle Band or a Laser as well to finish off the Tornadus. So it's going to be tough to pull something off here. I will go ahead and bench the Sableye, and I think the safer play might just be to attach the DC to the Yveltal EX that already has the Dark on it. That way I can attack for sure this turn. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then end both of us down to 3. And wow, okay, that was a very good draw. Now this is just showing you how powerful Yveltal EX is. I only had 1 energy on there. There's only 2 energy on the opponent. We got a DCE, a Muscle Band, and a Laser. And an Evil Ball just knocked out a 170 HP Pokemon. That never ceases to amaze me, how simple of a knockout that is. That's just ridiculous how much damage that just did. And now it looks like we're in fine position to win this game here. A Mewtwo EX comes out. Mewtwo is not as strong as Yveltal EX, but X-Ball still isn't bad. It's Evil Ball minus 20. So there is a double colorless and a laser. Uh-oh. And the Tool Scrapper on the Muscle Band will make it more difficult for me to get a knockout. But I did get the Juniper out of the prizes. So there's a good chance we can pull off the win right here this turn. We see a Muscle Band onto the Mewtwo. It's actually going to make the damage pretty annoying. You can X-Ball for 120, and then the Poison puts me up to 150. So if I stay active, I'll get knocked out. We got the big Juniper. And alright, as long as we got another energy in there... Uh-oh. Well, there are 3 Dark Patch and a Dowsing Machine. If I had drawn any of those, I would have just won because I have the switch. Could have switched and then retreated or switched Dark Patch for retreat and win. Boy, that was unfortunate. Okay, so now we're 20 damage short of a win, but I'm going to go ahead and just attack anyway. I'm going to go ahead with an Evil Ball, I guess. Now if my opponent stays active, then it'll be knocked out. That's my line of thinking here. But there is a laser, so he can probably just retreat at this point. I was thinking a Hammerhead doesn't even knock me out. So I can just Evil Ball and hope for the best. And then if my opponent had to X-Ball me, it would be over because he would get knocked out by poison. But there's a laser, so I do go down. With no dark energy left in the deck, or no energy left at all, it's going to be a little difficult to pull off this last knockout. We see a switch into the Landorus EX and a Fighting Energy. So we see the Hammerhead for 10. Didn't actually knock me out, but the poison will. And he's going to hit the bench Pokemon, the Yveltal EX, for 30 damage. And I'm actually happy that he Tool Scrappered away my Float Stone on the Garbodor earlier, because now I get to promote Darkrai with free retreat. I did get a Float Stone anyway, so that's pretty nice. And I'm going to laser my opponent, drop the Float Stone on the active Darkrai, and end us both to 1 and hope for the best. I got the Random Receiver. I don't know if there's any supporters left. Oh, a Juniper. Alright. Well, that is perfect. So next turn we'll have that Juniper. And I think we'll be able to pull off a win. As long as nothing crazy happens. Oh man, this is going to be down to the wire. All sorts of stuff could happen, including that Enhanced Hammer. Oh no. But we do see a second Fighting Energy on the Landorus EX and a Hammerhead. So I do have the Juniper, and I'm pretty sure I have about 4 Dark Patch left, including the Dowsing Machine. So there's a Dark Patch. There's a Juniper, and yeah. We can Dowsing Machine for a Dark Patch, or really anything at this point. And what the heck, let's just play 4 Dark Patch in a turn. 1, 2, 3, and Dark Patch number 4. Okay. So there's that, and we're going to retreat into Yveltal EX and Evil Ball for 140 damage and take the game. In a very, very close game. You know, we really didn't get to use Garbodor in this matchup, but hey, that just goes to show you can commit an entire Garbodor line and Float Stones to your deck, and Yveltal EX is so strong that it doesn't even matter. So definitely look out for this deck at State Championships. It is one of the most powerful decks in the format right now, and I'm sure you will run into it at least once if you do attend a state championship in the following weeks. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will certainly have some more for you soon. I am Pooka from the Top Cut, and I will see you guys next time.